Sorry. Welcome everybody. On this scenario right here, I just want you to pay attention to this technique. And this technique really works when you want to defeat your opponent lower kick and higher kick, right? So, and I just want you to pay attention in way, because I'm going to do the full explanation on this technique, right? So, wingchun usually is the most fast technique, for most fast combat when you want to. It's the most fast technique when you want to defeat your opponent kick, right? So right here, you just start on your stance right here, or you go like this, and your opponent want to use that lower kick to your laps or to your side right here, to your hip right here. So you just step in quickly. You just step in quickly. Once you notice that right here, you just step in. Once you notice that and you apply that on your opponent, that is going to defeat. It's going to stop your opponent's kick from getting effect on you, and it's going to destructure your opponent, right? It's going to destroy your opponent's structure, right? So just apply it like this. Sorry. So that is that about that. So that is number one thing you can use to defeat your opponent lower kick. Number two thing that you can use to defeat your opponent lower kick is like this. When your opponent wants to go for your laps, right here, you just use this. So you use that and step in to your opponent right here. So, but make sure before you go out there to use that, make sure you don't let your chin hit your opponent's chin, not to create a painful hit. Just let the side of your chin right here hit your opponent's chin right here. Just go like this. So like this, and you step in. So that is that. So just do that and you step in. So just monitor how you take that hit, how you take that leg up, and you use it to deflect and to hit your opponent leg at that on the ground. And mind you, you have to do a lot of training on how to get your chin get more stronger, so that you will be able to use that to execute that. Because if your chin is too soft for that attack, you are going to feel a little pain, and once you feel that pain, you won't be able to go for that second attack, right? Like this. So if you are feeling some pain right here, so you just drop that leg down. So but if you are doing thorough training on that and your chin has get stronger, so you'll be able to go for that. So like this, and you step in to your opponent kneecap, side of your opponent kneecap, to destructure your opponent, and your opponent is going to fall down on that scenario. So that is that about that. And if you want to know how to train your chin, how to use, so that it can be stronger, so whenever you want to use it, or you want to know more about this technique, just hit me up at the comment section that you want to know more about this, in which I'm going to tell you how you can train that. Or you want to know more about my wingchun training, just hit me up at the comment section that you want to do my personal online training, which I'm going to teach you everything in full details. So that goes like that. So once you are done with that, and one another thing you can easily do is like this, but you have to target your opponent kneecap. So like this. So when your opponent want to go for that, so just go with this. So just go with that. So just make sure you just go with this. So but you have to monitor your kick, right? You have to monitor your opponent's kick before you do that. So just go like this. So just go like that. So that is that about that. And one another thing you can also do, you can also use this one to defeat that. So but you have to go with this. But you have to go with that. Just make sure you go with this. So now go here. So I hope you can see that clearly. So you just use your kneecap to hit the side of your opponent kneecap, right? So just go like this, and you apply this on your opponent kneecap, and your opponent is going to fall down. So I hope you can see this, because I'm doing full details on how to defeat your opponent's lower kick, right? So now, after you are done with that, and you want to know more about this technique, so just hit me up at the comment section, and I will be right here to tell you how you can join my personal online training, which I'm going to teach you everything in very details, right? Now, when your opponent want to go for your when your opponent want to do you want to apply higher kick, right? Higher turning kick, higher and out kick, right? So we have many ways to defeat that, but I'm going to show you two. So right here, so like this, you just go like this. So if you have been following me, you have noticed this technique because I did a video that related to this to explain that explain this formula, this technique, right? So you just make sure you moving. So now just use this to stop this one. This is the one, the only the main the main power hand that is going to stop your opponent, right? So when your opponent want to kick you, right here, move closer. So like this. So you can also easily use one hand, right? But you make sure you go for your opponent neck up. So you go for your opponent neck up and you move in to place to give him closer back, closer combat, so that because wingchun usually deal with closer combat, right? So you just move in right here. So that is number one. But if you apply more pressure on that, your opponent can easily your opponent joint here can easily dislocate it because that leg is on motion and you just stop that motion from your opponent joint. So the pressure of that kick is going to cordially generate and flow to your opponent's chin right here, and that pressure is going to be too much. So to let this joint to be more to a little bit dislocated. So that is that about that. But the most effective thing that you can use is to double your hand, right? Just go like this. So just follow it up by moving him to your opponent to give him chin point. So that is number one thing you can do with that. You can easily go for, you can also go for another thing by using one shot, so like this, but you have to pay attention to that. So you just go like this. So that is that. Sorry. So just go like that. So that is from one shot. So just make sure you turn right here. So and let that kick turn very well. So, yeah. So that is that. Sorry. Yeah. So you make sure your hand combine together right here so that you can get effective on your opponent. Don't let this place only this one hand hit your opponent chin, because your opponent chin is stronger than your hand. So that is why you have to pay attention to that. So just make sure the both hand hit your opponent's kick, right? To stop it, right? Just go. So now follow it up. So that is that about that. And one other thing you can do when you use that is that like this, go like so just go. Hey, sorry. And you just hit your opponent's leg that is on the ground, and your opponent is going to fall down. I don't use the full force on that so that my student won't get injured on that technique. And I hope you can see this clearly. And if you want to know more about this technique and you want to know more about my wingchun training, just apply by commenting on my video that you want to join my personal online training. And if you are close to me, because we are in Osun State, Nigeria. So if you are close to me, you can also apply for my offline training too. So that is direct training. So just if you want to register for any of my training, so my training course, just hit me up at the comment section that you are interested, and I will be right here to tell you how you can join my personal online training, in which I'm going to teach you everything in full details. Thank you, and keep on training. Peace and out.